Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Marcus Mondays. In this episode, we have an interview with Big Hog from Big Hog and the Bog Slog, or You Went to Highline Trail, video that Neemor put out. Some of the key points we talk about are some tips on through hiking and how he got through the trail, and also overcoming some of the issues that you might deal with when on the trail. Hope you enjoy it.
What is up, y'all?
What is
What is up, y'all?
This is live.
No, it's not.
Hello, Neemor's World. I'm here live with Big Hog. We're going to be asking him some few questions about his experience on the trail and how he feels about through hiking. So, Big Hog, what was your favorite part about hiking that you went to Highline?
So the Highline was like the first through hike I've ever done, really. And Neemor and I went out and with very little planning, really. I think the best part about it was just kind of being out there and just hiking and seeing how far like you can just hike all day. When we would look back over like all of the miles we had done, it was just really enjoyable.
How many miles were you doing a day?
We were shooting for like 20.
And what was the actual?
I think like so we started at like 4 in the afternoon on Wednesday, and we did like 8, and then we did like 3 20-ish mile days, and then like 6 the next morning.
It's pretty
so
good.
It was 80 miles in total.
It's a lot. It's a lot of gain, right? Vertical gain.
Yeah, tons of
good amount. So what's it like hiking with like Neemor? Like that maybe some people don't really know about him. I don't know. Something fun. Little things.
He was a good guide. he taught me how to do things pretty well.
So like what's something he told you how to
so
do?
we would just, he said when you hike, he just likes to like get up in the morning and then just start hiking like instantly. Like we would just pack up our camp and not eat food or do anything. We would just like
no dilly dally.
There's no dilly dally in the morning.
None of that.
No time.
No time.
We just get up and then we'd hike for like 2 hours and then we would take like an hour break and then just eat breakfast at like 9 instead of trying to eat food at like 6:30 or whatever. And so that was really cool. And then just like I feel like that's like a way to like that I'll always like hike from now on, because it's just nice to like
just get up, get going,
and
get some miles behind you. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and then you're like, eating breakfast and you've already done 5 miles or something. It feels pretty good.
Okay, so what does being ultralight mean to you?
It's so stupid.
Just at its core, what does it mean to you?
Just to be efficient, like, just efficiency, I guess. I feel like so much of backpacking, especially in my life, like working as a wilderness therapy guide, has been like the most inefficient backpacking ever. Well, you'll do like 3 or 4 miles, like in Boy Scouts or with us.
Yeah, because it's so slow and you have to wait for everybody, right?
And so I've done so much backpacking like that, and this way of like ultralight backpacking or through hiking is just like so much more enjoyable, because you can actually hike like instead of just like babysitting or like always waiting for people.
Babysitting.
Yeah, you know, like if you go with a group that just
you're playing tour guide.
Yeah, and
or
so
Neemor played tour guide.
Neemor played tour guide, so it was way better experience.
He had a good time.
Such a good trail.
Yeah. So you had an ankle injury, right?
Yeah.
What happened there? And what time period was it?
Like 4 years ago, I was on a study abroad trip in Germany, in Heidelberg, and I decided to jump off this bridge there called the Old Town Bridge, and it was really pretty. And it's like a 200-yard river, like wide river, and I was like, oh, that'll be deep enough, and I jumped into it and like just like hit the ground, like it was like 7 feet deep, and so I hit the ground pretty hard. And I like swam to the side and like realized that I'd like messed my ankle up pretty bad. And I like ended up like getting an x-ray and a CAT scan there in Germany, and I had a bunch of cuts on my feet, so they sewed me up, and then I flew back to America and got ankle surgery. Like I had shattered my talus, and yeah, it sucked. It was like a 7-month recovery.
It's pretty long.
Yeah,
but now before I knew you.
Yeah, and so it had always been like weighing on my mind if I could like really do like big hikes like this. Mm-hmm. I've always kind of wanted to. And just
so how did that affect you on the hike? And what things do you do to like kind of combat that? Like the injury and how it kind of...
So like I think the mental aspect of it is more than even the physical aspect, and so that was been like really what's like holding me back from like trying a through hike. And so then when I did it, I kind of was just like, I guess we're gonna see. Like I've never hiked with this amount of weight on my back. Like it's normally way heavier, and that's why I think my ankle hurts so much.
Yeah.
And so with like
going ultralight helped
20
with
pounds instead of like 45
injury.
pounds, like it was so much easier on my body. And so like I think that really helped, and I had a bunch of like ibuprofen and an ankle brace in my pack, but I never used it. And it hurt.
Did you get swelling? Have swelling?
Yeah, it swelled up like afterward, but not like during. And then I guess I would try to put it in water and like ice my ankle as much as I could.
So what advice would you give to other people who have like an injury like that, but they want to do
Just like train.
a big hike? Just train for it?
Just train for it, and then like just do it and like see if you can do it. Like it's still worth the going out, and like even if it's like painful and you have to bail, it's way better than
just not doing it.
Just not doing it. Yeah.
That makes sense. So say in your current state, like how you live, relatively cheap, relatively like frugal, what would you do if you were given $1,000 every month? What would you do with it? Just an additional $1,000 lump sum.
Oh dang, dude.
Yeah.
That would be cool. This is such a political question.
No, it's just a hypothetical scenario. Like, what would you do if you had additional $1,000?
I would probably. Well, right now I don't work a ton because I've just been hiking and I'm waiting for my winter job to start. So I would definitely use it like for my regular day things right now. But then when I was working, I would probably just save it, honestly.
What was your coolest like wildlife encounter or experience?
On the Highline Trail?
Just in general, like maybe at Bear World near Yellowstone or somewhere. I don't know.
Near Bear World. I guess I did kind of live in Bear World in Montana.
You did? Oh, well, it's not. Okay. Not the Bear World, but...
I lived in Big Sky, Montana, and for like a year. We would go ride our mountain bikes before work all the time on this trail called Mountain to Meadow, which is just like you bike up for like 2 miles and then you pedal down, or you go downhill for like 8. So it's a really fun shuttle ride that we would do like all the time. And you're going super fast through the trees. One morning we were riding, and like we were cruising down these like big berms, and I turned around this corner and there's a mom, like a black bear and like 2 cubs right on the trail, like 10 feet in front of me. I'm going like 15 miles per hour probably, and I just like slide out and just throw my bike below me and just stop. And like the bike is like sliding at the bears, and I'm just like, whoa, and like stop and kind of fall, and then like just running back uphill, but like screaming like, hey bear, like trying to be as loud as I can. But the bears like peaced out, and then one of them like jumped straight up this tree, and like this little baby was like crawling up a tree.
That'd be pretty cool, actually. Super close. It probably happens super fast, and you're just like,
it's just like over, and you're like, oh, your adrenaline's going, and then it's just like over.
And then you're just back to the trail, right?
And then you start riding again.
Cool. So, for this one, honest answer, God is watching. Who is your favorite YouTube thru hiker? You paused for a long time. 3 feet, 10 feet, 15, 20, 25. How tall?
At least has to be 20 feet.
So I think that's all the questions I had for you. Is there anything you want to share with more about your the bog slog and hanging out with Neems?
There wasn't actually that much bog action.
Okay. So you were saying there was some false advertising there with how much bog there was.
A little bit of false advertising. We just really got into the word bog because it rhymed with hog.
I watched the video. It was my understanding that you guys had a lot of bogs you were going through. There was a first bog and multiple others that you were going through.
There was a lot of bogs, and we made a lot of great points of always commenting on the bogs.
Okay, so it was
with
a little
the
bit
words "a nice bog."
Fancy filmography that.
And we had some where like we were just wading in water, but only like on the second day, really. Yeah. That was the bog day. And then day 3 had some bogs, but not as many.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks for coming over. Let's get some food.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
What do you say, Neemor? Okay, we're good. What haircut do you want today, sir? What will it be?
How
What
did you
can I
do it
do for you
before?
today?
How did you say it before? You said it like very assertively.